Right, so this is a video with Ken Wilson and myself, Stephen Beardwood. I've already talked to you about what I've done and how I did it. So Ken, after 3 months of being on Youngevity, I got off my insulin, and Ken started it. Before you started the Youngevity products, where were you and what were you on?
I was probably on about 7 or 8 pills. I'm trying to remember. I was probably about getting readings of like 8.
The blood sugar was.
Yeah, and when you get up that high, that's when they start saying, okay, you're diabetic. Now, only type 2. I didn't have to worry about being type 1. But still, it's tough, you know. So you have to start watching your diet and so on and so forth. But I could never seem to lose any weight. So like I was 230 pounds and the weight wouldn't come down.
What medications were you on?
Oh, I'd have to think about that one, but Crestor and Januvia and
So cholesterol lowering drugs?
Yeah, cholesterol lowering, of course, high blood pressure goes along with the diabetic. So high blood pressure medication and
metformin.
Yeah, metformin. I was up to 4 metformins at one point, but that was later on.
You're also on a blood thinner.
Yeah, but at that time it was the rat poison one, whatever that is. We're going to have to do another one.
No, we're not.
No, but
it is. It's rat poison. You can call it by another name.
No, but I mean,
it's warfarin.
I should know a little more.
It's warfarin, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's warfarin.
Warfarin, that was it.
Yeah, they can call it another name, but it's rat poison. It keeps your blood thin.
Can't think of the name. So, anyways.
And then you also had one for a irregular heartbeat as well.
Yeah, well, that was another. I think that developed after starting to take pills, but I mean, who knows? You know, could have been just because the heart's being overworked, whatever, from the high blood pressure. So what's happened is that I took myself off the metformin a little at a time. Got in trouble with the doctor, of course, because you're not supposed to do that.
Let's start. Okay, you started taking.
But that's after taking.
Okay, you started taking Youngevity.
Yeah.
And how did you take? How much did you take? And
I doubled up on the sweeties part, and actually I think for about the first week or two I doubled up on the others.
The full pack.
Yeah, the whole thing. And then but it was a very short time. It was like a week or 2 weeks just to get my body to a jump start.
So what happened after the 2 weeks?
Then I went back to the regular dose, which is like, you know, whatever they suggest
by body
take
weight
per day, by body weight. And it seemed to be fine. And then I started losing like a pound or 2 a week, or even if it took 2 weeks to lose a pound, but it stayed off.
Right.
It just kept going down, just very, very gradual. It took a while. And a blood sugar count reading started to, on a regular basis, come down. Like I was going in with an A1C of 7 to 8, probably more like 8. He was really annoyed the one time. It was about 8. Got that down to 7 or just under for an A1C, and that's without really watching the diet really too much. I was probably still eating too much. Still having dessert occasionally and stuff like that. So I'm really not on any kind of special diet.
Yeah.
I do kind of tend to watch what I eat. But.
So how long were you on the Youngevity products before you started withdrawing from medications?
Probably the metformin was within the first month. Because it's a blocker, of course, and you know, through listening to some of the stuff that you read up on, it seems like if you take away that blocker, then the other stuff has a chance to work. So I found that worked a little better not taking that, and I watched the readings, and the readings didn't, you know, they got less at the end of it. So,
and now you were actually, your doctor was threatening with insulin before you started this.
Well, this is at the last one I did. The last one that I did about 4 months ago, I was under 7. The one before that, it was about 7.5 or something, and I think the one before that was 8. And he was threatening insulin.
Yeah.
That was the next step.
And those are A1C readings.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Right. And so, how long, you've been on Youngevity now since what,
It's
April?
probably been 3 or 4 months.
Since
For
April, I
sure.
think?
Yeah.
Yeah, so April 2013, and this is December 2013, so it's actually been more than 4 months.
Yeah.
We're,
Yeah.
we're into 6, 7 months for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you started getting off the medication after 1 month, and when was the last time you took medications?
Now, the thing is, in 3 months ago or so, I quit taking a cholesterol lowering drug, just the one pill. Because of getting rid of the metformins and so on, I was down to 3 pills. One is to do with blood sugar. It's a helper or something. And the other 2 were for blood pressure. So there's Januvia, Covercell, and
My opinion, you should have been off the cholesterol right away. From what
Yeah.
I've learned about that, in fact, there's a fella that I know who was just hospitalized for pneumonia, and the first things his doctor did was take him off the cholesterol lowering drugs because he could not heal and recover from pneumonia while taking these drugs. So I mean, it kind of tells you
but it's tough. It's
maybe
tough
we shouldn't
to
be
do
taking
this.
these.
Yeah,
But that was one of the hardest things you had as well, was to go against your doctor.
Yeah.
Because your doctor was telling you to do.
In
To
the
stay on
last
medications.
4 months, because the reason I say 4 months, because I haven't done my 3-month check yet,
Right.
and I'm about a month behind. In the last 4 months, I dropped down to 3 pills plus the Xarelto, which is the blood thinner or whatever it is. I'll probably have to take that because of the irregular heartbeat, so there's no getting away from that. I could see possibly having to take the blood pressure pills. There's a couple of them.
But there's still a hope that that irregular heartbeat will recover
It
as well.
could. It used to go away, and it was all dependent upon weight and what you did. But in the last while, it hasn't gone away for some reason. But that could be a problem with because the heart's had some damage or whatever. The last month or so, I've taken no pills whatsoever. We went on holidays, and I got down to about 203 from 230 pounds. I went on holidays, ate lobster, blueberry pie, whatever. Yeah, stupid. But anyways, whatever.
Hey, you gotta treat yourself once in a while.
Yeah. And I knew that I would pay for it, but I still took the Youngevity while I was away. And I'm trying to remember if I forgot to take. I don't think I took my medication with me either. When I came back, I was 213. I managed to get that, fairly quickly back down to 208, 207. It's sort of bouncing around, but it's lost about 5. I've got to lose another 5 and get back down where I was, and I'd like to go down to 200, but whatever. But that would be, eating a little better. Because of doing that, going on holidays and eating that wrong things and getting all completely turned around again, I'm still now occasionally having dessert, and I don't worry about it if everybody else is having, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm still getting reasonable readings. Like if I take a reading before I eat dinner or something, I'll get 5.8, or something like that. So, anyways, but it's still a little high in the morning sometimes.
You originally, you had a lot of trouble not eating sweets initially.
Yeah, well, I would have a chocolate bar every day.
But you actually crave the sweets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after, you actually don't, although you'll still eat more sweets than I do, you actually don't crave.
No.
You don't need to have that sugar.
No, I don't eat chocolate bars.
Yeah.
I might have one occasionally, but it'll be a little one or I'll have a half. But I need to stop that. There's no two ways, but I should just figure sugar is poison.
To me, there is no substitute.
Yeah.
For sugar. Any of the processed, the more processed something is, the higher my blood sugar gets, and I know that. The artificial sweeteners are the most processed thing we can get. I think they just drive things up. toxin releases that are associated with them, you name it. So I'm on your side on that. So anyways, thanks for this video, and we'll post the information online, and we'll see what happens.